Hi everyone, this is Bella from Unlock Your Design here with a new Ching horoscope. This is a powerful week. We're going to have quite a lot of tensions. Sun square Uranus, Venus square Mars, and also all this leading up to a full moon in Leo in gate 7 on Sunday. The main archetype for this week, when we start the week, is Jinki 19, and then we're going to go over to Jinki 13. Jinki 19 is the archetype of the Utarian. In the Jinkies, it goes from the shadow of codependency to the city of sacrifice, and it's the gift of sensitivity. Here we have the Monday chart, and we can see that the sun in 19 is making a trine to Mars in gate 16. When Mars and the sun are communicating in this positive harmonic way, we see an energy that's moving forward. The sun is also squaring the nodes. The nodes have to do with our collective directional trajectory. And we also have Uranus here very close to the north node. So there is definitely an energy forward, a new energy. Now that all the planets are direct, we can go forward. It's asking us to include our sensitivity in the 19 and also our versatility in 16. We also have some more tense energy today. For example, the square between Venus in 55 and the moon in 20. Venus has to do with our relationships, with our values, with love. Here in the 55, that goes from victimization to freedom. The moon in gate 20 has to do with self-assuredness. Important here to feel into our relationships, whether that's love relationships or work relationships, and see if the values are corresponding to what we want to bring with us for 2020. Are we empowered in our current relationships, or are we in some way compromised? Taurus as the direction has to do with simplicity. So if something isn't aligned, this might be the time to drop it and not carry it forward. In the Jinki chart, we start the day in a 3-5 profile, and then it's going to be a 4-6 profile. The third line and the fourth line of the hexagram, we call them emotion lines. In the beginning of the day, it's more of a solar plexus energy, solar plexus drive. They can go together with that trine between the sun and Mars, going forward in an empowered way. With the radiance and the purpose in a fifth line and then in a sixth line, it's asking us to see the big perspective, to have an overview. That's what's going to create core stability for this day. Here in the inner parts of the chart, in our relationships, we can see quite a lot of emotional energy, Jinki 55 being in the solar plexus, as well as Jinki 36. The deeper themes we're working with have to do with the core wound of shame. So as we are evaluating relationships, seeing if we are compromised or not, it's not to blame or shame the other or ourselves. It's more about having clarity of how to move forward. Further on in the day, we're going to see the attraction moving on to gate 25, and that's been a theme we've seen over the past weeks, with the culture being in 25, before that also the pearl being in 25. So as we are moving forward, as we're evaluating, as we're letting things go, it's very important to keep in mind this innocence, keep in mind what's pure. We're not here to go forward in judgment and cut because of bitterness or resentment, but really cut because we are releasing that constriction of Jinki 25 and coming back into breath, into acceptance, into innocence. When we look at the body graph, we don't have any black channels, which means that this is a reflector body graph. It's a lunar day. A lot of energies are moving, and there's going to be a possibility for reflection in the other. And make sure it's reflection and not projection. The last thing I want to do for this horoscope is that I want to read you from Brynja Magnusson's book, The Medicine of Jinki Gate Hexagram 19. Is the deer. So this is something you can bring with you for the next few days as the sun is still in 19. Rarely do we give deer totem the significance that it deserves when seen in everyday life, especially in overpopulated areas. This reflects a trend in our behavior towards sensitivity. In Native American mythology, deer represents gentleness. In their lore, deer uses gentleness as the most powerful tool for overcoming a deadly enemy. This is a Taoist kind of wisdom, that the gentle, yielding power of receptivity and sensitivity has the ability to wear away even the strongest force. To receive their medicine is to be reminded of the power of gentleness. How can you yield and use compassion to melt away obstacle? Are you fighting a battle which requires softness in order to achieve your goal? Acknowledge the courage required to bring love and tenderness to the situations that are opposing you. Anger is a result of fear and pain. Gentleness can be a salve that soothes the root of this wound and clears a safe pathway for you. And that was the Gene Key horoscope for today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.